Your dream life is waiting for you to plan and execute it. This is where ambition meets intention. Today we are starting our new series to kick off the last 6 months of the year on a big and bold note, because you don't need to wait for the beginning of a year to start to work after your dreams. This is the Dream Big, Plan Smart series, episode 1. Today we are getting clear on the vision of our lives and how big we can actually make it in this life. I want to give you a little context about me, but before I do that, I don't want to waste your time. So if you want to just jump into the educational aspect of this video, I completely get it. I will put the time marker up on the screen, or if you're listening to this on podcasts, then I will put it in the show notes below. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, most likely are, because I really have not been able to post on this channel in like a year. I've just had so many busy things going on in my life. It is a huge passion of mine to create videos that could potentially help someone or inspire someone or even just entertain someone. So I am working on, it is my goal for the rest of this year to post about once a week. That sounds a little bit ambitious for me in my mind right now, because I do have a pretty busy schedule outside of my social media life, but this is something that I'm so passionate about, so we're attempting it. Why not, right? Okay, a little bit about me. My name is Courtney, I'm 26. I just uprooted my life from LA to Boise, Idaho, where I'm from, within the last like 2-3 months. I moved to LA when I was 20 by myself. I saved up like $10,000 in a matter of like 7 months. I found an apartment and a job all by myself, packed a moving van, and left when I was 20 years old. And that is easily one of the best things that I've ever done for myself. I have always wanted to live in LA ever since I was like little. And so I'm really proud of myself that I can say that I did that. And I lived there for 6 years, almost 6 years. I recently just came back to Boise. I know most people's assumption of why I moved back to Boise is probably gonna lie within, oh, she just couldn't make it in LA, or LA is too hard, but that really just couldn't be further from the truth. It is the mindset that I have and have always had on why I made the decision to move back to Boise. But if you want to hear more about that, you're just gonna have to continue to listen to me out for a little bit, because we'll get into it at the end at our happy hour. Getting back to being a dreamer, I have this little feeling inside of me, and well, I should say it's a big feeling, that I was meant for something greater. I physically cannot do the 9-to-5, like married to your job type of life. That just doesn't feel right for me. And I love routine and I love structure, but I hate mundane, like can't stand it, which is what I feel separates me from being like the vast majority of type A people in this world. I have always had a vision, and I am a very creative person, and I can see my plan to my dream. My biggest fault is executing my plan. Sometimes I just let my mind get the best of me and I fall off, but eventually I always get back onto my path and get back to my ambitious shenanigans of chasing my dream life, whether it kills me first or not. I often think about the people in this world that say they're gonna do something and then they just never do it, and you watch them just say that they're going to do something for years, but they stay stuck in the same position. I truly think that change is such a good like kickstart to your brain to shift something big. So if you're ever feeling stuck, I do recommend making a huge drastic change in your life, but we'll get into that a little bit more. I just refuse to be one of those people that say that they're going to do something and then they never follow through with it. And despite me having a hard time executing some things in my life, it's because I'm paralyzed by it. Do you know how truly rare it is to say that you're going to do something and for an aspect of your life, or create a goal, and then you go after it and achieve it? Like quite literally, there's such a select small group of people that actually follow through with that. And it sounds like to me, you want to be a part of that. I am going to give you the best piece of information out of this entire series right up front. Let me be so fucking for real with you right now. You can never dream too big. You just can't. Do not let anybody in this world hit you with a, yeah, that sounds really hard, or there's a lot of people out there doing that. What makes you think that you could do that? Or that's gonna be really hard. Do you have a plan B? Or what's plan B gonna be for you? It really gets me heated when I hear this shit, and I am to a point where I've gained the knowledge and experience to hype myself up and talk about myself in such a way to other people that I really rarely get this response anymore. But let me tell you how many times I used to get this response before I even moved to LA, or even when I was in LA, I would get this response, but mainly from people back home. I think about that so often, and I use it daily for my fuel to just prove them the fuck wrong. I just refuse to let them be right. Can't even fathom that in my head. They're literally just jealous that you have the balls to go after what you really truly want because they never did. Or they're too ignorant to know that what opportunity really lies when you do believe in yourself. That being said, you can't just get what you want by sitting on your ass and not doing anything. So over on this channel, we are not a manifestation or miracle happening to get our shit done. We show up and do it for ourselves so that we get the fucking credit. So disclaimer for you, this is not one of those watch to manifest your dream life in 30 days. No. I cannot tell you how many of these videos I watched when I started planning my dream life. Those don't work. So today's video specifically, we're going to focus heavily on building a mindset for your ambitious dreaming for reality, how you can keep the mindset present in your day-to-day life and keep it forward in your head so you're always kind of thinking about it and you're making like actions and choices that align with it, how to push past your limiting beliefs that either you have set for yourself or others set for you, how to not give a fuck about what other people think, lastly, how to organize your ambitions to see them clearly and not allow them to cloud your brain because it can get quite overwhelming, I will say that. So starting off with ambitiously dreaming your reality. I like to do this as a little exercise that you can practice daily, and I do have my notes here because there's a lot and I didn't want to forget anything. So if you see me looking down, it's because I'm reading off my notes to make sure I'm staying in line. Otherwise I would just yap forever. I have this little journal that I use that allows me to keep all my dreams in one place. I literally do not use this journal for anything other than like if I have a bad day and I need to just like get something off my chest, I will vent in there, turn it around and use positive affirmations to help me see my opportunities and what my next step is. I create like little dream realities in there where like I'll list off a day in the life in a future day, but it's like my dream day. So I keep strictly just my positive affirmations, dream life content in this journal. So for this exercise, step one is to find a journal. I like to put some intention in this just so it makes me feel really good. So I chose a journal that like kind of made me feel some type of way when I was looking at it. I actually found this one in Target and I really like it. I've had it for a couple years, so it's pretty dirty, but this, it's like a canvas that's soft and it was just nice and neutral and calming to me. So that's why I chose it for this. That is my journal that I only specifically write my dreams in. Step two, you're going to create a calming environment for yourself. Grab a coffee, a beveragino of your choice, and find a space that feels really good to you, that is distraction free, but also lets you just be comfortable. Step three, you're gonna close your eyes and you're gonna listen to what I have to say. You can either write these down in a journal now so you can think about them later, or you can just play back this little part of the video so that you can think about these when you're doing this exercise. Okay, so think about yourself in a really great circumstance. Ask yourself, what is something that you really want to experience and why? Is it career related? Is it due to financial freedom? Is it because of a passion that you have? Is it travel related? What are your surroundings when you think about this scenario? Envision yourself there. What are you wearing? What do your clothes look like? What are you hearing around you? What kind of location are you at? What do you think you enjoy about each of those aspects? Do you feel yourself smiling? Or perhaps you get an overwhelming bliss feeling from your heart. Sit in it for a moment. Really take in what you're experiencing. Step four is you're gonna slowly come back to reality and open your eyes. Take in what you just experienced and write everything down in your journal. Congratulations, you've just experienced your first dreamer mindset exercise. Let's move into what you can do to implement this daily in your life so you're not having to sit down and take the time to do that. You can if you'd like to. I remember when I first started doing this, I sat down a couple times a day and just sat there and thought about my dreams and how it made me feel, and I would write it down. I do recommend doing that in the beginning, but you will eventually get so clear on your dreams. If you ever feel like you're stuck or you're straying away from your dreams, just come back to that exercise and it helps tremendously. For the day-to-day stuff, I like to do this other exercise that's kind of like a hypnosis type of thing. Because you need to build this mindset and you need to be doing something daily to really drill this new ambitious mindset into your head. This is a major like exercise for visual learners out there. I just really don't feel like a vision board does my head justice. Like it doesn't give me the umph that I'm looking for that's in my body. I love to do this little mindset trick and it's also really fun. I'll put a little snippet of what mine looks like and when I created this. I did it a couple years ago and most of it still aligns. I do need to make a new one, so I'll probably be doing that after this video. Truly nothing like a little movie magic to like get those ambitious and like inspiring juices flowing in you. I just created this in CapCut. The first thing that you want to do is like choose a song that makes you feel really good. So mine that I chose is Just Like Magic by Ariana Grande, because it literally talks about like her getting what she wants, and I view that in my own perspective. Next, I just went on Pinterest and downloaded a bunch of photos that fit different categories of my life. So I did home, financial, travel, if you're spiritual or religious, you can add that into there, like love and relationship slash family, your personal relationship with yourself, you can do health and fitness, and career. And so I basically just searched different things that I'm really into on Pinterest, downloaded those images, and then you just sync them to the beat of the music, and you just create like a little movie. And I put it into categories on the video. Honestly, I think when I did this, CapCut hadn't even rolled out with like the sync to sound, like it, or the sync to beats or whatever. I just had to do everything manually, but I believe that's updated, so that will be nice and easy for you. And then I just used this anytime I was like instinctively reaching for TikTok or Instagram to be distracted, I would go towards this video instead. And it takes a little bit of muscle memory and time to make that little switch, but watching this like 2 to 3 times a day, it just gave me such inspiration and chills, and like just fueled my whole life to get onto this journey of creating my dream life and how I was going to do it. And then if you want to and you have time to, after you watch those little videos every single day or every single time, you can write a little something in your dream journal. That always just helped me kind of solidify what I was thinking during watching it. And it just made it more real in my head, which is the whole point. You want to change your mindset, and with changing your mindset, it takes like constant action of literally creating new brain pathways, new chemical pathways, I should say. Okay, so let's talk about your moving past your limiting beliefs, because if you have the verbiage "I can't" in your vocabulary, get rid of it. You can, you are capable, and if you aren't capable yet, you are capable of learning the skills to be capable to achieve what you want to do. This comes from experience, and I don't just mean experience in the field that you're looking at or the career, whatever you're directing towards within your dream life. It is just coming from experience in general. You need to get used to doing new things that aren't just in your normal mundane day-to-day habits. This builds the confidence of trying new things, and it eases your mind into understanding that you have the ability to learn and grow and try and fail and try again. The biggest thing that is going to stop you is the paralyzing aspect of overthinking. If you have an idea, start working on it, explore it, learn about it. Don't just sit there overthinking about an idea and how you can explore it. Literally just go explore. I feel like this is one thing that we kind of lose as adults that kids are really good about, is that kids are naturally curious. They have nothing to stop them. There's no caution being thrown at them because they don't have any experience in that. And so within your reason, literally just go explore it like a kid, because they don't just sit there and overthink about what it is that's sparking their curiosity and then not do anything about it. They literally go towards it and they figure it out and they learn from it. And if it's a bad experience, they learn from it. If it's a good experience, they learn from it. The overthinking kills us as adults. It literally crushes our dreams and goals because it convinces us not to take action. The overthinking literally has to go. If you feel sparked by something, explore it, practice it. It's not going to be easy at first. You'll naturally want to overthink. Acknowledge it, let it pass, and get up and go explore. Okay, how not to give a fuck what other people think. I still struggle with this in some aspects of my life. I quite literally have to tell myself that no one is thinking about me and they are just all consumed within themselves. They are hyper focused on themselves just like you are. My biggest advice for this is that when you feel like you're being limited by someone making a comment or someone making a stare, keeping you from what you're doing, really think about why their opinion matters. Because it's most of the time that we are intimidated of making a fool out of ourselves in front of strangers, but like why? That doesn't make sense. We don't care who these people are when we don't know who these people are. Most of the time we are intimidated by the people we don't know, and what does that matter for? Think about what you're trying to do, why it matters to you, and what it makes you feel like when you think about accomplishing it. Are you really going to let someone prohibit you from doing what you're passionate about just because they gave you a stare or they made a comment? Like, no. That's so dumb. If the comment is coming from someone in your like friends or family circle, I get that that's hard, and brutal truth is like you will just naturally gravitate away from them, and that's on them. If they're not going to support you in what you want to do and what you're passionate about and what you love, they do not deserve your time and attention. And lastly, with this, don't take advice from someone that you don't respect. If you are looking at someone and they are giving you advice unsolicited or solicited, and they are not in a position that you want to be in within your field or career, don't take their advice. That is one of the dumbest things you can do, and I'm living proof of that. When I first moved to LA, I was working at a place that had a lot of people in my field that weren't succeeding at what they wanted to do, and they would give me unsolicited advice, and I would follow it because I was 20 years old. I'm from Boise, Idaho. I had no real life experience. Like, I grew up in LA as an adult. That's where I got my experience, and I am grateful for these people just because I learned at a young age to not listen to the people that I don't want to be in their position. Food for thought. Listen to yourself. Listen to your gut. If you don't feel like you're knowledgeable about it yet, research. That is my best advice on that. So for the final part of this video is to get organized. For some of you, this is going to be the hardest part, but I love planning. I love calendars. I love mapping out my day so that I stay on top of my shit, but it takes the right system in place for me to actually execute it. For me, I really love time stamping my day. That's kind of how I actually process things, but I can't for some reason do it digitally. I have to do it with a pen and paper. Because I have so much that I want to get done in a day, and they're all kind of in different categories, I have to timestamp my day out to select different hours for different stuff. I use Notion. I have templates in place, and I have a calendar that is updated and so pretty and makes me feel so good to look at it. I clock in and out for myself. That way I can see like where I'm lacking off or where I need to put some more hours in. Let me kind of brief you on my little organizational mindset that I've got. I will say you kind of just have to build it for yourself, but I'm happy to introduce you to some new ideas if you're like, I don't even know where to start with organization. So for pen and paper wise, I have this I just got from Anthropology. It's from this brand. I don't want to fuck it up. I really like it. This is kind of just like a weekly overview. So the start of my week, I'll just write down everything that I need to get done. And that way it's like a little to-do list for the week. And it's not like I'm trying to get everything done all on one day, which I tend to do in my brain. That just kind of spreads it out. And then this is my physical timestamp planner. This is, I think it's technically called like an appointment book. This is what the month of July looks for me. Everything is like color coordinated in here. And then for my timestamps, like this is the one that I did for the other day. Like I started it here and I just write down everything that I need to get done within the timestamp of that category. So say I'm going to be working on my social media. I'm going to say like this day I have to do this, this, and this within this amount of time. It just helps me organize my brain more. Otherwise I'm trying to do everything at once and then nothing gets done, and that's no fun. Let me show you my Notion so you can kind of get an idea. And if you want any of these templates, just comment down below and I'll give them to you. So I do have a clock in and out. Everything on my Notion, and by the way, if you haven't used Notion, I've put so many people onto it. It is truly the best, like just mind dump planner ever. You can make your own stuff, which I know feels kind of intimidating at first, but they have the AI tool that you can literally just be like, hey, can you make me a database that does this, 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 and this, and it'll do it for you, which is so nice. Or you can ask ChatGPT. This is exactly what I did with AI. I have them all listed in my favorites for the most part, the ones that I reach to most. So I have my clock in and out, and then I've got, this is like my current project that I'm working on, which is the video that we're currently filming. And I've got my health and fitness goals. So this is something that matches up with my Notion calendar, which I'll show you in a minute, but basically I can go and implement like the meals for the week here and then my workouts for the week here, and these align with the days in my calendar. So I just have to click on my calendar at wherever I'm at that I need it and hit my workout, and it tells me everything that I'm doing. My to-do list, this is just like where I like to write all of my stuff for the next day so that I don't forget it, because sometimes I just have a copious amount of stuff going on in my head. And then my work calendar, this is like if I need to share my work calendar with someone, I created this for multiple months, and that way it's easy for me to just like click a link and share it, and I can update it and they'll get the updates. And then for my social media, this is where I have that, and it tells me what I'm doing for the week. I probably should update that. And then this is like my monthly social media contact calendar that I have. I can like go on one of these. For example, this is the one that we're working on. So this is, I'm filming today, posting tomorrow, hopefully. It tells me everything that I need to get done for that piece of content. I just love Notion so much. It really, truly does help me tremendously. That's all for the educational part of this video. I hope that this inspired you to work towards your goals and your dreams. I will be back next week for the second part of this series, so be sure to look out for that. Turn on your notifications, subscribe, hit that little bell, all the things. I would greatly appreciate it. Now we're gonna get into our little happy hour part of this video, which I thought I would incorporate just to have you get to know me, have you trust me a little bit. Plus, I want to build this community on YouTube and on my other social media more. I feel like I'm talking so fast, but I'm really just trying to get this video squeezed in before I have to go to work. Grab a drink of your choice. I have a coffee with me, and we're grabbing drinks with friends. Let's chat. I want to hear from you. I'm gonna let you hear from me. Obviously, you're on the video, but I want to know what you're working towards. What are your goals? What are your dreams? What motivates you? What's going on in your life? What do you feel like you need more of? Literally all the things. Let's jump into my little life update. As you know, I recently moved from LA to Boise. It just got a little too heavy in LA with everything that's going on in the world, and just the fact that like my family's here, my boyfriend's family is here. With all of the dreams and goals that we are planning, financially it was just stupid for us to be there because we were spending way more in rent than we should be. It wasn't even like we're paying for the environment, like we were literally just paying to pay rent, and that sucked. So we moved home. We got our apartment at the end of May. Super cute, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Everything's updated. We're actually the first people that have lived in this apartment, which is really nice. I'm currently working on building a couple businesses. So I am working on building a group fitness brand and just a brand overall on social media for me and myself. It's called Fleur Movement, and eventually I'd like to turn it into an actual group fitness studio, but I'm working on my certification for my group fitness license, and I already have my cycling certification, so that's super fun. And then we're also trying to build a like bar business, essentially. If you've ever seen, which you probably haven't, but I'll plug my other Instagram. It's called Official Cocktail Roulette. I'll put it on the screen so you can follow it. But basically for that, we want to turn that into a bar. It's a super fun concept. We want to bring it to a bar in Boise and basically build it out into a really fun, kind of like more LA inspired bar to Boise. So we were working on that. So we've just kind of got a lot going on. I am really working on improving my health and fitness. I feel like that's something I've always aspired to do, and I feel like I really try to do it until life gets in the way and I put something off, and I don't ever feel like I'm getting stronger. But I've been prioritizing eating healthier foods and like more whole foods and less processed or preservatives, and working on splitting my weekly workouts into like strength training and Pilates, and that's actually been making me so happy. I love doing stuff like that. And then lastly, I'm kind of working on finding my confidence again. I feel like I've kind of lost it in certain aspects of my life, which I never really thought about until recently. I just feel like I get paralyzed when trying to execute something that's really passionate of mine, because if I fail, I act like I don't care, and that's not true, and then I just get stuck and I feel paralyzed to actually like work on things that I really make me happy. And so we're working on our confidence, pushing past the limiting belief of being scared of being paralyzed and just doing it. The overthinking has really been killing me lately, and so I've been working on just getting up and doing it and feeling really good afterwards, and like reminding myself like this is why we do it, you know, the things. Well, thanks so much for watching this video. I'm so excited to read the comments to see what all of you guys are working on. I will see you next week in the second part of this series, the Dream Big, Plan Smart series. So we'll see you next week.